What up, good people? Let's talk about it. I appreciate y'all tuning in on my channel and everything. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to my channel. You know, make sure y'all do that shit, right? Like I said, let's talk about it. You know, this blog here, I got to. It been a lot of stuff been weighing on me, and I know since the last time I recorded, been some days or whatever. So you know, but a lot of views have been generated from my last video and everything. So that's the, you know, one of the reasons why I didn't post anything. And plus, it was just so much going on. I had a lot going on and everything. And so, look, so, of course, you know, I've been getting my daughter ready because she about to get ready and head to college. So she finna get ready and do her thing out at SC State. Shouts out to SC State. But like I say, it been so much that been weighing on me, right? Not only with, you know, dealing with my daughter, getting ready for school for that and everything. And so, one of the things that kind of been, you know, messing with me for a while now is we about to get ready and head to trial on behalf of Felycya Harris. So that being, you know, sorry about that. That being a thing right now, you know, that been kind of bothering me. The fact of, you know, this, we about to get ready and do this, you know, trial. What's so crazy is that the same week of this trial, the same week I carry my daughter to SC State. So, and then there's possibility that I may not be able to attend court, you know, due to the fact that with my job situation, you know, it is part of it, you know, is the reason for it, you know. So, like I say, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, right? So, I just been recapping the whole entire situation with Felycya. You know, like I said, there been, you know, basically, you know, issue, you know. So here it is. You know, when I think back to, you know, what happened, you know, and y'all remember the last blog I did talk about Felycya and everything, and so, and I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. You know, it's still the same energy with me. You know, like I'm still like ticked off because Felycya had to die, all because someone don't want to own their truth. Like, that is the whole point of her death. All because somebody don't want to own they shit. You know. And like I say, you know, all you got to do is own who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because in other words, you living a fake life, but you claiming that you real. And you're not. You're not real. Because if you was, you would stand up and own what you about, what you is. You know, yeah, this what I like, you know. Just say it. It ain't gonna hurt no one. You know. But for you to sit up here, and when I say you know, I mean the person who possibly was involved or who did do it. You know, because even though we got someone behind bars, I just feel like he wasn't alone. I felt like it was more party involved in that situation. Like, this is what I feel. You know, I don't just feel like, you know, this the only person. You know, because when I look at the whole entire situation of Felycya death, right? I do feel like her body was put out. That ain't where the crime happened at. That's why I personally feel. Like, I know the crime happened somewhere else. That's exactly what I feel. You know, like, I do feel like it was somewhere else. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't where the body was found. Then when you look at the wound, a headshot, everybody know when it come down to a headshot, it's a mess. It's a whole mess. So how I'm supposed to believe that Felycya was killed there? I don't believe that. You know, and there wasn't no, you know, brain nowhere. Like, no blood everywhere, you know. Like, come on now, like, you would have saw something, but we saw nothing. So like I said, I know for a known fact that she was killed somewhere else. You know, she was killed somewhere else. She was not killed where they say she was killed at. I don't believe it by one bit. And I tell anybody that, like, I don't believe she was killed there. She was brought there. That's why I feel like, and then the thing about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, the rental car she was in, you know what I'm saying? Like, the rental car she was in and everything, and so, shit. The car she was in, like, no gunpowder residue, like, no blood, no, like, no. That's why I feel like it had to be somewhere else. And I do personally feel like, you know, a lot of stuff was, well, I'm gonna say it like this. Maybe they probably did do their job, the investigators, they probably did do their job. We just don't know everything that they done because they ain't told us, and it probably be revealed in court on what happened and what went on or whatever. So, but either way it goes, you know, I just personally feel like some stuff probably the ball was dropped on. You know, where I felt like you should have investigated that, you didn't. Where you should have went to, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Who you should have talked to, you didn't. Like, I look at a lot of these things that I'm like, you know, man. And I know probably for some who probably watching it, probably like, damn, you know, he talking a little bit more than what I talk, because at the time I really couldn't talk. And then I had to be mindful of who I talked to. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to be mindful of who I talked to, because I didn't know who to trust. You know what I'm saying? It's still, you know, that type of energy. Like I don't know who to trust because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wouldn't have conversation about this shit, because I'm like, damn, man, I don't know who did what. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just like I said in my last blog, I said the way I look at street rumor is this. The way I look at it, 99.9% could be true. 99.9% could be false, just so where it will throw you off, so where you don't look in this person's direction, that person's direction, because they could be affiliated with the person who may have done it, or they could be the person who actually done it. You know, like, that's how you got to look at that shit. You know, that's just where it is. You know, we don't want to admit to that. See, we get too caught up in emotionals because we hurting, because of the fact that we just lost a loved one, especially when it comes down to tragic situation. You see what I'm saying? Like, we just be like, dang, you know, this shit wild, this shit crazy. I can't believe this, blah, 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 woo-woo. Like, you feel all of this shit, you know, feel all this shit. And it's like, man, you know, you really don't know, right? So, that's why I'm like, you know, saying like, man, I'm gonna tell you what I'm hoping for. And I'm praying that we get a win somewhere. Me and my family get a win out for this. You know, like we need some type of conviction or something, you know, because for years, you know, here it is today marked 19 years since we lost Marcus, my brother Marcus Harris. You know, we lost him in 2006, right? And lost to a gunshot wound, you know what I'm saying? And then to find out with that situation that, you know, it was a homie, basically set him up. But it set all parties up, if you ask me. It set the whole entire party up in that situation. You know what I'm saying? The nigga set Marcus up. The nigga set the two niggas who killed Marcus, like, set everybody up that was involved. All because he had an issue with Marcus. Real shiesty shit. You know? Real shiesty shit. And, you know, me and my family had to sit there and live with that shit for 19 years. Today more 19 years, bro. So for 19 years, we had to sit up here and live with that pain. You know. Turn back around, Dre. You know what I'm saying? Brother Dre get ran over. Got a whole drug addict. No time behind bars. All because of skin color. Sucker shit, right? My father get buried fucked up. Right? They buried my father all fucked up. But because of certain laws in Georgia, prevented from where me and my family could not get a win off of that. Mind you now, with that situation, I have to still live with the image of knowing that I had to see my father in that casket, laying in a puddle of water. I couldn't even identify his face because it was covered in mold and mildew. I have to still live with that image to this day. And these people don't realize what I have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you think it feel to me that anytime I see mold and mildew, what's the first thing I'm gonna think about? My father. Like I said, it's a whole image got to live with for the rest of my life. All because you got careless motherfuckers. Sad, real sad. You know. And I know that I've been on here almost about 20 minutes now, you know, but I had to vent to y'all and let y'all know exactly what I was feeling and what's been going through my mind and everything, you know. Like I said, we're gonna pray on this thing. We're gonna make sure we get a win off of this situation, you know. I ask y'all to pray for us as well, you know, that we do get justice for Felycya, you know. Do understand this, all trans lives matter. You know what I'm saying? And shouts out to the LGBTQ community. Shouts out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have been showing support to me and my family. I appreciate y'all for that. You know, that's why I don't mind giving my love and support right back to y'all, because y'all have been showing the love and support to me and my family, and we really truly appreciate y'all for that. You know. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna pray in this thing. We're gonna fight for justice for Felycya. You know. Till the next time, quote the C4, nevermore.